Welcome in, Sagittarians. How are y'all doing? How was February? We're shifting to March now, so we're tapping into March. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sagittarians. So we're closing out the winter in the northern hemisphere, summer in the southern, and shifting seasons this month, so that's exciting. So we're going to take a look and see if there's, whoa, cards are flying, if there's any information and guidance for you all, just to give you some awareness or provide some support or anything you need in regards to your life right now and preparing you for the month ahead. So let's take a look. As a reminder, Sagittarians, if you want to hone in more on your life or a specific situation for yourself, I also do individual readings, so you can schedule something on my website with me. The website is below in the description, so that's available. All right, let's see what's going on here. I felt drawn to use the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle cards for you guys. So let's see what they have to say. Childlike devotion. You are a multi-talented, complex being. Embrace and love who you are. Seeing both sides. Take a step back and try looking at this from a different perspective. Okay. Inner desires. Set some intentions. You are entering a phase of plenty or may have a sudden windfall. Goals are within your grasp. I like that. So maybe you're not seeing something that is right in front of you, or it could be coming. Again, maybe you're in a situation where you're like, you know, you've been maybe working at something, maybe utilizing some innate skills or your creativity to try and build something or get some sort of result. Maybe you've been investing in something. I kind of feel like right now you're not seeing the results yet, but I do feel like try and take a step back and maybe you'll get a different perspective of the situation, because I do feel like there is progress here, or there is some positive, there's something positive about this, that maybe to me with these two cards, it's almost like maybe you're starting to feel like, oh, maybe not feeling as talented, or that your skills are being recognized, or that maybe what you're trying to do or putting your creativity or efforts into are really, paying off, or something you should continue doing. But I think that's kind of a skewed perspective right now, and maybe you're not, just being hard on yourself or losing some confidence. But I do feel like there's some drive within your soul that's been guiding you to do this. And it is your innermost desire for this to take you on a path, whether it's this to become something that you can do all the time and, make some income or support yourself over, or just, create a life in an environment that you really want to build, or it to take you somewhere. Maybe it's somewhere you want to move or end up at, and you're working towards that. I do feel like there is a windfall coming. So there is kind of this unexpected windfall. So I'm kind of excited or interested to see what tarot cards come out. I'd love to see the Tower in a positive sense, in regards to like something sudden happening kind of out of the blue. So let's see. Let's dive into the tarot here. So this is the Arcanum Tarot. So yeah, we have some Four of Swords here underneath, the Ten of Wands, Queen of Cups, the Devil. Is that devil on your shoulder kind of, it's almost like I'm feeling like the devil on your shoulder, or that voice, your inner voice of your negative like beliefs are kind of showing up and maybe saying negative things like, oh yeah, you're not as talented as you thought, or maybe people don't like what you do. There's something about that. But here's that Nine of Cups. So here's that ultimate desire or wish here coming through. And the Chariot, it's going to come in fast. And I do feel like here's finally the King of Pentacles. So Sag, this could be you really finally bringing in the dollars, bringing in the money. That's really going to support you, and again, creating this stability, whether it's, you know, again, you trying to build something into a job, a full-time gig, trying to, maybe you're creating things, maybe you're very creative and you have a hobby that you're trying to get out there and sell, something like that. And then we have the Star. So there's your ultimate, again, Star, Nine of Cups. So there's a wish fulfilled here. And it's coming. I do feel like right now, though, what the hurdle is within yourself, right? This is the devil, is that fear of this isn't really going to work out. You know, I'm not going to reach my goal. This isn't within reach for me. And I think it's because this has been going on a while. Like you've been putting time and energy into this. Maybe you've been carrying a heavy responsibility in regards to other aspects of your life. It's been work, another career, work, supporting other people, taking care of business, just your day to day. And it's been a heavy load, potentially trying to like juggle all of it, if that's resonates with your situation. Or just like, you're like, am I ever going to reach the goal, right? He's this guy in the Ten of Wands. The card represents, like, the picture is this person carrying all of these wands, and he has a destination he's trying to reach, but it always just seems out of reach. It always just seems like farther away. Like, am I ever going to get there? I'm tired of carrying all these wands. Like, it is a challenging journey, right? To like by yourself carry all this and also reach the destination. So I feel like there's a little bit of like feeling tired and like, just like, you know, maybe I should give up. But I do feel like there's this almost like a pause, like you're taking a break right now and kind of like reassessing, going within, maybe even meditating, or just you're trying to understand, because I get this feeling of like you're really at a place of like breakdown, giving up, like just like I can't keep going at the same pace or doing the same things. Okay. And so there's this pause, this kind of resting period where you kind of need to recalibrate or reconnect to that inspiration that originally motivated you to do whatever you wanted to do or to go down this path. And I think it's remembering, like connecting back to, this is something that is really fulfilling for you. Like even doing this, or this desire, this goal is really something that's deep within your heart that you really want. And then there's the fear, right? The fear is kind of what's like gnawing at you of like, you can't do this, you're not good enough, it's never going to really pan out. You got to think of another, it's almost like thinking, okay, maybe I need to figure out a different path here or make a different decision. And I think that's a little overwhelming because it's like, that's stressful at like, you know, not that you've put all your eggs in one basket, but kind of like, because this is really your dream or your desire for this to happen, or you to end up somewhere or have a goal. But it's coming. Like, this is really, it's going to happen. And it's going to come quickly. So let's keep going here. Page of Cups. Six of Swords. Yeah, definitely movement. There's a lot of movement here for you. Three of Swords. So if you feel like you've been through a period of heartache, or you've been carrying a lot of heartache, or something's been very difficult, I do feel like you're moving through it. And that's almost like this is happening simultaneously, because I kind of see this as like past, present, future. But I almost see this as like, this is how things are going to unfold. And this is kind of simultaneously happening. Like, you see the swords. These are both swords cards. And I feel like you are working through, like, mentally. You have the Four of Swords here too. So you're kind of mentally almost integrating some heartache or grief that you've been carrying for a long time. And this is also helping you to move forward in more of a flow state and move forward where things are going to be easier. This isn't going to be so heavy for you. And there's this light-hearted new energy coming in. Like, the Page of Cups to me is very innocent, light-hearted, more emotional energy. This could also be support coming in. Ooh, big energy. So we have this kind of lighter energy, and then we have the Death card. That's interesting. And then the Eight of Swords. Lots of swords. A lot of mental stuff going on. Whoa, Nine of Swords. We move from the 8 to the 9. So we finally cut ourselves. So the Eight of Swords, you see, she's blindfolded. And in the normal kind of Rider-Waite tarot imaging on this card, the person is like tied up. So I feel like finally there's this movement of you're finally cutting the blindfold and you're freeing yourself of more from a mental standpoint. But then it's almost like once you cut the blindfold off, there is this sense still of like, oh my gosh, then it brings anxiety, because it's almost like you're seeing something from a certain perspective. And maybe you were in denial and you had that self blindfold on of like, I don't want to see something because I don't want to really know what the truth is about it. But once you kind of free the blindfold, I do feel like there is this distorted perspective that does create a bit of anxiety and fear, right? We have the Devil here too, and the Devil is fear. So I think that's where we get this Oracle card of like needing to take a step back and try and see this from a different perspective, because with the Hammerhead, their eyesight's a little distorted, right? So you're seeing something in some sort of distorted perspective that I think is not, it's again, not true. Like, you're not seeing the reality of the situation. But I think what's really coming through is that old pain and the old heartache. There's a wounding there that does create some sort of belief system and sort of a nervous, like your nervous system has this wiring of fear and anxiety of, you know, of not feeling safe, not feeling like a grounded feeling of stability and like safety, if that makes sense. And so there's a lot of overactive mind here. So that's really what I'm picking up from the collective of Sagittarians right now. There is some sort of a big transformation though happening. There's a big ending And part of that transformation is really working through this mental kind of landscape here. Because I do feel like what's coming is some amazing, your wish is going to get fulfilled. But right now, to you, like, you don't see it at all. Like, you don't really see it happening. There's not even any, like, clues for you. So this is it is gonna be kind of like a windfall. Like, something suddenly changes that really you did not have any idea that was gonna come through. So there's that, like, Knight of Pentacles energy of, like, just like this, like, trudging along for a long time. You've been making it by kind of energy. You've been making it by, you've been diligent, continuing to, like, I'm going to keep putting, you know, efforts into this, but it's been slow to progress. Something you've been putting time into, a goal, a project has been slow to progress. I feel like also for some of you, you've been doing this on your own, like very independently, not really getting help or support, or not maybe feeling like you have the money either. Money may have been an issue too, as at how fast you can grow something or invest in something. This could also be just generally in your life, like personal life, like you've been taking on, feeling like you've had to take the responsibility on in life, right? It's you always taking care of yourself, not really seeing or feeling the support from other people. And that could be just like a pattern from childhood here. And then the Three of Wands. So then I feel like it's kind of this is where, you know, your ships are coming in. Like the treasure is coming in. So this in the Three of Wands, he sees the boats in the kind of on the horizon coming in, and he's been waiting for the boats to bring in his treasures, you know, bringing in some goods. And that's kind of a metaphor of, like, you've been waiting for something to come to you, and it's finally coming. What's the Death card? Yeah, and there has to be like a death to what's been keeping you stuck. And I think it's more a mindset here. What's been keeping you stuck is a mindset. I also think something has really distorted your perspective of just generally things. But like, I do feel like there's some sort of big internal energetic transformation that's bringing you some new, like, helping you to clear these blocked overthinking or mindset. That's where the Death card comes in. What's this Page of Cups? Seven of Pentacles. Again, is this going to pay off? Is this going to really result in something? I do feel like there's some, like, finally some sort of small inkling or small offer, or like all of a sudden it's kind of like where you keep like tending to this, you know, maybe you planted a seed and you're trying to grow some sort of vegetables, right? And you're like, I feel like I'm watering it and putting it in the sun and like tending to this plant, and I feel like it should have like produced fruit by now, and you're kind of like, is this a bunk plant? Like, should I continue to, it's way past when it should have blossomed or produced fruit. And then all of a sudden you come out one day and there's, you see the vegetables, there's finally one on the plant, and it kind of makes you excited, like, oh, it's actually working. Like, it's finally doing something here. And that's what I feel is this Page of Cups. So what's the Three of Swords, Nine of Swords? I think yeah, it definitely has to do with your own internal, this is some sort of energy wounding that's kind of been stuck very unconsciously for you. It has created, like I said, a mindset that has kind of kept you stuck. It could be just generally, maybe it's just general anxiety that you've dealt with for a long time that you feel like has definitely been a block for you or a hindrance. It has definitely affected your confidence. And you're really, this fear of, will I ever like attain something? This could be tied to a lot of different things. Like, I keep referring to something specific for each of you. There's some sort of specific like desire that you've really wanted to experience in your life, or to, maybe it's an accomplishment. It could be tied to work, your purpose. It could be a relationship, just like finding someone to build a life with. It could be having children. It could be, you know, whatever that really innermost desire that you have. I feel like you haven't really found that yet or manifested it. And there's this sense of like feeling like it's never going to happen. But it's really seeing that in yourself, that you can have that. And I do feel like it does come here. Like, what's unfolding here is it coming. So it's more of that shifting in the mindset. But I do feel like part of what you're going through right now in March is this really inner transformation going on here. Three of Pentacles. 3-3. Yeah, it's overcoming. I feel like there's a lot of overcoming of like some old programs and belief systems that you've carried this whole lifetime that were really built into you, programmed into you as a child. And this has a lot to do with like feeling supported in life, feeling stable. Like you probably, for most of you watching, didn't grow up in maybe a home or environment or with parents where you felt safe, like that you felt that your parents created this stable environment for you. So there's this program in your nervous system and like in your unconscious of like always feeling like things aren't safe. And that's really what's been driving how you show up in the world, how your mind functions, your anxiety, like always feeling like mental turmoil. There's a lot of mental turmoil here, Sagittarius. But you're overcoming this. And you're really finding a way to integrate like this needing to show up in the world as the lion. Like, I need to like really dominate. I need to show up as this like really hardcore masculine energy. I need to be highly independent. I need to control everything. I can only rely on myself. I can't trust that other people have my back. Those are some of these beliefs that I think are really driving you at not feeling safe in the world, because when you don't feel like you have other people that you can trust, that are there to help you and support you, yeah, you're definitely, it's a very isolated feeling. But I think that's what's really in the way up until now in your life of you really manifesting something, your highest wish and desire. But I do feel like there's just some sort of shift here, the death. There's some big transformation that all of a sudden then there's that really your inner desires are coming. So your goals are within your grasp. I feel like March is going to be a very pivotal shift for you, Sagittarius. So this is looking amazing. I'm excited for you guys. So I wouldn't get stuck too much in your fears right now. You're probably processing a lot in your head, probably processing a lot as you sleep. You might also feel like you're dreaming a lot. There might be more anxiety coming up at nighttime because that's when you're processing a lot of these really deep programs here. All right, Sages, thanks for joining in. Definitely share this with, if you feel like this could help other people, or if you have other Sagittarians in your life that may resonate with this. If you liked it, hit the like button. But enjoy your March, Sages, and I will see you in the next reading.